Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, December 5th, 2017, and winter is definitely on the way as we're going to see temperatures this morning in the 40s, even some 50s across eastern lower Michigan, southeast lower Michigan, and they're going to fall though to the 20s by late afternoon or early evening as temperatures again for the rest of the week look like they'll be highs in the mid-20s to low 30s, and then we're going to see occasional snow showers, no big synoptic storms. This storm will definitely pull down a lot of cold air, and we'll see some upper waves pivot around that, giving us plenty of opportunities for lake effect and maybe some lake enhanced snows, especially I think for Wednesday night and right in through the weekend. So welcome to wintertime. As we look at the next slide, you can see the Polar Express is definitely on the way as a powerful storm north of Lake Superior. Superior actually stronger than this, a few millibars lower, so probably around 28.65 or so inches of mercury, and that's creating a pretty tight gradient, and that's why we have winds today that will gust up to around 50 miles per hour. And in fact, at Henderson at 5 o'clock this morning, they had a wind gust of 50 miles per hour, and at Middleton and Breckenridge, we both hit 46 miles per hour, so we'll see if we can get some higher winds than that, but definitely windy out there, and we expect that to continue through the day. Overnight precipitation, quite minor, but definitely some precipitation across most areas. And again, our normal high for the day is 36, the normal low is 32. And if we look at temperatures out there this morning, again, temperatures in the low 40s, even some 50s as you get into the eastern portions and southeast lower Michigan. And again, down to 40 though as you head west, and that cold air is going to continue to rush in through the area, and we'll see these temperatures fall pretty much all day long. As far as precipitation, forecasted about 35 hundredths to 6/10 of an inch. You can see this is where we're at now in the 13 stations with the average at 13 hundredths of an inch. And again, we'll have to work hard if we're going to get into this zone, but I think that certainly is still possible. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see the cold front now off to the east and cold air rushing in as this big old trough really digs into the Great Lakes here over the next week or so. We're going to continue to see troughs of low pressure pinwheel around these and maybe some clippers as we get into next week. And again, we're looking at a potential for maybe a decent looking clipper system as we get to the middle and end of next week. That could provide more of a blanket of snow for non-lake effect areas, but until then, this is going to be quite a bit of a lake effect for the snow belt areas. Maybe inland areas through Sunday, we could see maybe a trace to as much as an inch, maybe 2 inches in some isolated areas. But again, several inches of snow and maybe between 6 to 10 inches of snow or more over the next several days across the northwest lower Michigan and in portions of the UP. By tomorrow, that front well off to the east coast, we'll continue to see again these upper troughs pivoting around, bringing more lake effect snows to the area. And then as we get into Thursday, yet another cold front would be moving through the area. And again, that'll continue the lake effect snow machines across the Great Lakes here. As far as precipitation over the next 7 days, you can clearly see where the lake effect snows are going to be falling across much of the Great Lakes. And again, some of those areas are going to really pile up the snow here. So great outdoor winter conditions that's going to be developing here over the next several days across much of the Great Lakes. Snowfall over just the next 3 days, you can see up to half a foot or more across the big 5 northwest counties where winter storm warnings are currently in effect. Winter storm warnings also in effect for the Keweenaw Peninsula. And again, plenty of snowfall across much of the upper peninsula. And you can see over the next 16 days, definitely a lot of snow in the snowbelt areas, up to 20 inches or more according to GFS. And again, we take this with a little bit of grain of salt, where you can see a clipper system. This is the one for next week, and we're going to keep an eye on that, as I have a feeling that's going to shift a little farther north as we get in, say, next Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. We'll watch that system to see if it actually brings snow to much of the MAC area. I think that is a good possibility. As far as the forecast goes today, again, temperatures mild this morning, but they're going to fall all day long into the mid-20s by late tonight, and that's when the snow showers will begin to crank up. And again, scattered snow showers right on through the weekend, and for the foreseeable future, next week also looks cold. We may moderate into the low to mid-30s next week, but then I think we'll see temperatures fall as that clipper system that I was talking about moves through late in the week. We could see temperatures well down into the 20s for highs and lows in the teens by the time we get towards late next week. As far as weather watch this morning, a large area of the Great Lakes under wind advisories, winter storm warning for northwest lower Michigan and also in the Keweenaw Peninsula with winter weather advisories across much of the UP. And again, this will be a pretty significant snow event for the snowbound areas here over the next 5 days. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.